Deposition of the Emperor. The Prince of Chenliu gets the throne. Schemes against Dong Zhuo. Cao Cao presents a sword. In the great court, Dong Zhuo's rage burned hot, but Li Ru's wise hands stopped him from a dangerous mistake.
My lord, do not kill in haste. The future hangs in the balance.
Furious and proud, Yuan Shao left the capital, leaving behind his rank and the weight of the emperor's court. Dong Zhuo spared Yuan Shao for the sake of his uncle, Yuan Wei, and sought his thoughts on a daring plan. With a nod and polite words, Yuan Wei agreed, giving Dong Zhuo the approval he desired. Dong Zhuo warned the court, any who opposed him would face the sword. No one dared to speak.
Oppose me and face military law.
The frightened ministers promised obedience, their fear filling the great hall like a heavy shadow. Later, Dong Zhuo called his closest advisors to ask what should be done about Yuan Shao's sudden flight. One of his counselors, Zhou Bi, counseled forgiveness, warning that angering the powerful Yuan family could spark rebellion. Another suggested giving Yuan Shao a new title, hoping to win the people's trust. Dong Zhuo agreed, sending a swift messenger to offer Yuan Shao the governorship of Bohai. On the first day of the 9th month, the emperor was called to the Hall of Virtue for an important gathering. Before all the court, Dong Zhuo boldly declared the young emperor unfit to rule the empire. Li Ru read a decree that shamed the emperor and praised another as worthy of the throne. The decree accused the emperor of weakness and blamed Empress He for the empire's troubles. It praised Prince Lu Xi as wise, kind, and the perfect ruler to save the Han. Dong Zhuo ordered the emperor removed from the throne, ending his short reign in tears. The Prince of Chenliu was crowned emperor, just 9 years old and shy before the vast court. The young emperor and his family wept in their lonely palace, cut off from the outside world. One brave minister, Guan, dared to speak against Dong Zhuo's cruelty, risking everything.
False Dong Zhuo! I will wipe away this insult with my life.
With fearless courage, Guan charged at Dong Zhuo, but the tyrant's guards quickly closed in. Even as sharp spears struck him, Guan's fearless heart did not waver. His spirit still stood tall.
I will never bow to a traitor.
Guan's courage was remembered in poems, his name shining like a lantern in the darkness of troubled times. A boy was placed upon the mighty throne, carrying the weight of an empire too heavy for his young shoulders. Far from the throne, the young emperor's days were filled with silence, his heart heavy with loss. Dong Zhuo ruled with a swollen pride, his voice loud, his demands louder. Even the most learned scholars were forced into service, their wisdom twisted to serve a tyrant's will. Once a place of beauty, the Palace of Forever Calm grew silent, its halls echoing with hunger. In the quiet of night, the deposed emperor Liu Bian poured his grief into words, a poem of a heart locked away. When Dong Zhuo read the poem, his anger burned hotter than any fire in the empire. With a single order, Dong Zhuo sealed the fate of the innocent. Li Ru came quietly, carrying a cup that hid death within its depths. He would not drink, even with death standing before him.
I will not bow, even in my last breath.
Empress He's words cut like a sword, striking the heart of the tyrant's servant.
Let the handmaid drink in place of her lord. Spare the mother and her son, I pray.
Lady Tang, concubine of the deposed emperor, spoke with a trembling voice, her plea as gentle as falling rain. In their final moment, mother and son clung to each other, their hearts breaking. Her song carried love and farewell, floating into the night. Their tears joined as one, flowing for all they had lost. Empress He was cast down to her death. Lady Tang was strangled until her breath was gone, and the young emperor drank poisoned wine. His heart grew colder, his cruelty heavier, and the people trembled before him. Dong Zhuo grew more cruel, violating the palace, and shamelessly sleeping upon the dragon couch itself. Dong Zhuo defiled the palace, dishonored the women within, and sank deeper into cruelty and shame. The soldiers robbed without mercy, leaving villages in ashes and sorrow. Far away, Yuan Shao, leader of the Northern Lords, wrote to Wang Yun, a wise minister in the palace, hoping to find a way to stop Dong Zhuo. Wang Yun welcomed friends to dine, hiding his true purpose behind laughter. When the plates were full and the wine poured, Wang Yun spoke of saving the empire. The thought of the empire in chains filled their hearts with grief. But Cao Cao laughed, not at their pain but at the chance for bold action. Cao Cao declared he had gained Dong Zhuo's trust, could get close enough to strike him down, but he needed Wang Yun's jeweled sword. The jeweled sword was placed in his hands, its edge meant for a tyrant. He stepped into the lion's den with steel in his grasp.
Why so late, Cao Cao?
My horse is slow and weary. That is why I arrived late.
Cao Cao masked his unease with a simple excuse.
Lu Bu, pick a fine horse from the west for Cao Cao.
Generously, Dong Zhuo ordered Lu Bu to find a fine horse for his guest. Now was the time. Cao Cao readied the sword to slay the tyrant.
What are you doing, Cao Cao?
But fate betrayed him. Dong Zhuo saw the reflection in the mirror.
I have a precious sword here to present to your benevolence.
Quick-witted, Cao Cao hid his intent with a gift. Dong Zhuo marveled at the sword, never guessing its true purpose. Seizing his chance, Cao Cao mounted the steed and fled the palace at full gallop.
Just now, it seemed as if Cao Cao meant to stab you.
I suspected him too.
At last, Dong Zhuo and Lu Bu realized Cao Cao's murderous intent. Soon every wall bore his name. Cao Cao, traitor or hero, now hunted. On his way home, Cao Cao was caught at a county, Zhongmu. Guards recognized him and dragged him before the local magistrate. Cao Cao claimed to be a merchant, but the magistrate remembered his face from the capital and exposed his true identity. The magistrate locked Cao Cao in prison, planning to deliver him to the capital for a reward the next morning. At midnight, the magistrate returned, asking why Cao Cao would dare oppose the mighty Prime Minister Dong Zhuo. Cao Cao said he wished only to free the people from Dong Zhuo's cruelty, even if he must risk his life.
How can swallows know the flight of cranes? My heart longs only to save the empire.
Touched by Cao Cao's loyalty, the magistrate revealed his name, Chen Gong. He freed Cao Cao and vowed to follow him. Disguised as travelers, they set off together, bound by trust and a shared goal to defeat Dong Zhuo. They stopped at Lu Boshi's home, an old family friend. He welcomed them with kindness and promised good food and wine. Suddenly, they heard a knife being sharpened. Cao Cao grew suspicious, fearing a trap, and decided to strike first. They rushed in and slew the entire household. Only afterward did they realize a pig had been prepared for dinner. Chen Gong was shaken. They had killed innocents. But Cao Cao insisted they acted wisely, for suspicion meant safety. Soon after, Lu Boshi returned with food and wine. Cao Cao, fearing revenge, struck him down without mercy. Chen Gong scolded him for needless killing. Cao Cao replied chillingly,
Better I betray the world than the world betray me.
That night, Chen Gong could not sleep. He thought, I took him for a true man, but he is as cruel as a wolf. If I spare him, he may bring even greater harm. In his heart lay cruelty and venom. He was no different from Dong Zhuo. What would become of Cao Cao was yet to be revealed in the chapters to come.